So. Und damit wahrscheinlich willkommen zur letzten Folge oder im letzten Stream von Slay the Princess. Ich mach einfach mal hier weiter.
Isn't that an interesting idea? I hadn't even considered it as an option. Slaying her would slay you. Are you sure you're willing to do that? Of course we're sure. The decision has already been made. All right then. Better this than ferrying her out of here.
What do you think you're doing?
Hear that? She's scared. No point wasting more time. Do it. You lift the blade, then plunge it deep into your guts. Pain spreads quickly through your torso as you attempt to turn its edge up towards your heart.
No!
The princess, her spirit bound to your prison of flesh as she had once been bound to the basement's prison of stone, cries out in agony as you slice through organ and muscle. Your skin roils and bucks as she violently pushes against it from the inside. Bits of her seep through, white and glowing with ethereal light, but still the walls of your prison hold.
Is this really what you wanted? Do you hate me so much that you would kill yourself just to deny me freedom?
Yes, he would, because he knows what's at stake, and he knows what will happen if you leave this place. I'm not so sure about all of that. Don't be modest. You're a hero.
Do you think I'm just going to stick around while you die? Hell no, I'm leaving.
You can try if you want, but I think this is an end for all of us.
Let me out, let me out, let me out, let me out!
The princess's form continues struggling to pull itself out of you, but the effort is in vain. You collapse to your knees. Your vision blurs, then starts to fade.
Oh Mann, wir haben ein Skelettkopf in unserer Vision.
And then what happens? I think he's gone. Just like everything else.
Okay, das ist neu, dass wir, wenn wir hier sind, noch was sehen.
Are we dead? I don't know. I don't think so. This is different than it was last time.
Okay, wir sind noch nicht ganz tot. As the voices in your head debates amongst themselves, the form of the princess crawls from your body and into the way and vast nothingness surrounding you.
Do you think we're done? Do you?
Ah. Ah, und jetzt ist es weg. Mhm.
She's gone.
Approach the mirror. Gaze into a reflection. Das wird wahrscheinlich nicht.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet.
Ja.
This one is vaporous. She is a dream for a life she could never have. Do not mourn her. She will finally be able to hold what she never knew.
One more. Hm. Ja, das Ding ist, ich glaube. Oh.
My roots burrow in an ocean
Das wollte ich gar
beyond your
nicht.
sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now. I will be here.
Okay. Gut, dann muss ich hierher. Ich kann take the blade, enter the
As much as I
basement.
appreciate the optim, I guess we'll just have to. As you descend the it's before you to.
Oh.
The princess, her tongue.
Okay. Let's try slay the princess. Sie ist halt jetzt eine Geisterform. Ich bin mir nicht sicher, ob wir sie überhaupt slayen
Without
können.
a moment's hesitation, you lash out with your blade. It's like you're slashing at air. No matter how many times you stab at her,
Yeah.
no matter how many angles you strike from, all you manage to do is interrupt her form, the skin of your hand prickling with cold as it passes through.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what?
If I know I have to talk to you again, I wouldn't have slain you. But I tune, I'm not floating around like you are. What happened? Why am I different? Why are you different?
You don't look dead, killer.
The princess grabs your wrist, a sudden shock of cold flowing all the way up your arm, her eyes still fixed on yours as you try to squirm out of her grip.
And you don't feel dead either.
She lets go and pulls away. Your fingertips tingle painfully as the chill subsides.
I'm less interested in why you are, or how you are, and a lot more interested in what you are. I've tried to leave on my own. Before you came back to me, I explored every inch of this place, even the spaces between the walls. But I never found a way out. I always wound up right back here. I just want
Oh. Yeah.
that you can come and go as you please, can't you? So, let me hitch a ride. After all, you owe me.
Absolutely not. Is she asking if she can possess us? She is. And I hope... Would she be able to see... Now isn't that?
Yeah, okay. What if I say no?
Then I won't hitch a ride.
You won't hitch a ride if I say no, or you can't hitch a ride.
I'm sure you'd like to know. It's a shame I won't tell you. But it'll be easier for both of us if you just let me in. And doesn't it sound nice?
Maybe for her, but it's crowded enough in here as is.
You won't have to feel guilty anymore. If you even do feel guilt.
It could be the best way to trap her for good. Doesn't seem like it would be very easy to... That is a very dangerous train of thought.
Okay, was habe ich denn... Okay, let the princess possess you. That's a temporary right. If I let you in, it's to get to begin control. Forget anything we talk about what happened after it. Yeah, no. Sounds great.
Sure, why not?
That doesn't sound very reassuring. I can't believe you're even entertaining her right now. I mean, just look at her. Do you think she has good intentions for her murderer's body? Of course she doesn't.
Take your time. I know it's a lot to think about, but I'm very good at waiting.
Gab das
I
hat
don't
man schon,
feel
oder?
very bad, but I guess I'm not.
Ja, okay, das hat man
I'm
schon.
Desk.
Stop playing the victim, you threatened me last time.
Well, yeah, you brought a knife with you. Was I supposed to just welcome you with open arms when you obviously had stabbing on the mind? It could have, but it wasn't. You can't blame me for threatening a would-be knife-wielding murderer. Especially when that would-be knife-wielding murderer became an actual knife-wielding murderer.
Slay the princess harder. I don't know. Ja, ich kann hier sprechen, ich meine, ich habe keine Option mehr. Yeah, slay the princess harder.
You swing at the princess once more, and once more your blade cuts through nothing as she disappears.
Really?
Her voice chides from elsewhere in the room. You whirl around, finding her hovering between you and the basement stairs, looking you over with grim disappointment. She draws in close.
I was willing to let bygones be bygones, killer. I was willing to ignore everything you did to me so we could get out of here. Together. All I ever wanted was to leave this place. All I ever wanted was to find a way back home.
Okay.
Wherever home is.
Her eyes turn from wells of sorrow to pits of wrath as she stares into you.
But I guess violence is the only language you speak.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then...
Yes?
Nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened.
And yet it didn't. We're fine.
No.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel what happens next, but it is over before you can fully conceptualize what it is. A horrific splintering, the squelching of organs, the rending of tissue, an icy, numbing pain.
I'm done asking.
Oh, Jesus. And I'm asking the next time I see you, The next time I see you, And taking everything I'm owed. Starting with your body, if you won't choose to give me my freedom, I'll just have to make you give it to me.
She's real now. If she's making us dead, we should return the favor.
Ooh, that's interesting. Just try to slay her.
You swing your blade towards her briefly corporeal throat. It connects. A gash widens across her neck, glowing ectoplasm leaking from the wound. But it's too little, too late. In her hand, you realize she clutches your still beating heart. It thumps unsettlingly.
Did we get her? Even if we didn't, we've given her something to remember.
See you soon, killer.
I'm afraid you'll never know. As she crushes your precious organ
Ja,
in her
true.
hand, everything goes dark. And you die.
Und es fehlt ja theoretisch auch ein Chapter, weil wir haben ja noch den Spiegel nicht gesehen. Also, der Spiegel hat The Rave. Waren wir ja nicht tatsächlich auch schon mal?
You're on a path in the wood.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost, we start again. I'm starting to think we're being run in circles just for the sake of it.
Come on. Let's not give in to all that misery just yet.
Was ist, wenn ich
There's
eigentlich auf
gotta be
Auto
one
störe?
answer. There's got to be a right answer.
Ah, and what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start?
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work.
I think that's exactly what it is. The powers that be seeing how many ways they can screw with us. Could be it's all some kind of sick joke to them.
But wouldn't that get, I don't know, boring? Not if they're creative with it. Okay, so you've already been here. Twice even. Great. Then let me poke a few holes in your depressing little theory. Nobody here is screwing with you, and I can't imagine any scenario where you would have started over after slaying the princess. Well, we didn't have to start over. We killed ourselves.
And why, pray tell, did you do that?
Because you decided to foist an infinite tedium on us.
That doesn't sound like me. If I'd had everything my way, you would have effortlessly slain the princess, saved the world, and been given your happy ending.
The ending was the tedium.
Okay, wie ist das
You
Auto
locked us in a
langsamer
cabin,
wie ich?
sent that cabin to an endless void, and then you told us we were happy.
Well, were you happy? Of course we weren't happy. That's why we killed ourselves.
Wait a minute. The end was a stadium. You locked us in a cabin and sent the cabin to an endless void and then told us we were happy. Haben wir ein falsches Chapter bekommen? Weil... True, wir haben uns auch nicht selber umgebracht. Oh, please don't tell me, dass ich hier ein falsches Ende bekomme. Also ein falsches Chapter bekomme und eigentlich... Weil ich meine, wir waren bei Wrath schon.
It was boring.
It was bullshit. So you killed yourself.
Yes.
No.
And then she killed us.
Even though she was already dead.
Warte mal.
This is all fake.
Okay, let's try to get back on track. You're real. The princess is real. The world is real. The people in the world, whatever you did the first time, it sounds like it almost worked. So how about you give it one last try? Why should we help you?
Okay, vielleicht
So
ist
you
es
can
doch
just
nicht das
lock
falsche
us away
Chapter.
forever again? No, I don't think so.
Aber das ist mit Locked Us Forever. Ist ein bisschen strange, weil das hat er nicht getan. Zumindest halt nicht in dem Chapter, wo wir vorher waren.
Tell you what.
Und in dem
I
Chapter
won't.
waren wir schon mal.
I promise. Oh yeah, sure. That changes everything. I mean, he did promise. And you believed him? All this standing around and talking is boring. Let's at least do something. Maybe we'll kill her again. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll even free her. Now, wouldn't that be something? It would. I guess we'll just have to see what happens. Thankfully, you all aren't the ones actually making the decisions, are you? You know what you have to do. Don't play by his rules. Everything here's rigged. Everything here's changing to whatever's convenient for him. Even the woods are changing. That's all the more reason to take this
Yeah, her influence. Yeah. Just proceed to the cabin.
Continue down the path toward. It isn't long before you're... The more he talks, whatever. You don't want to listen to me? Do it then. Let her out. See what I care. There's obviously no point in trying to reason with you right now, especially with all these clowns offering up their useless advice. Honestly, it seems like the more I try and talk sense in...
Oh. Sad. Ich habe irgendwas gedrückt. I don't know what.
The interior of the cabin is long and the only furniture of note is horse-drawn.
Ja, okay. Es würde technisch gesehen jetzt schon Sinn machen, dass wir hier sind.
You swim.
Warte
What on earth
mal.
do you not shit? Ice or met with a terrifying
But do you know how I feel? I gave you a path to forgiveness. I gave you a chance to make things right. I thought maybe you'd see what you've done and feel remorseful. Maybe try to make it up to me. But no, you'd rather use that knife to keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Even after I ripped your heart out, you still cut me. And for what? I didn't go anywhere. You didn't banish me. I'm right back here with you. A little better, a little worse.
Okay. Ich muss jetzt mal zurück. Wie sind wir das erste Mal hierher gekommen? Ich glaube, wenn man die Princess im Basement zurücklässt, sie dann als Geisterform zurückkommen lässt, also wenn sie dann aus dem Basement ausbricht und wir dann in diese Geisterwelt kommt und dann und uns dort dann selber umbringen, glaube ich, kommen wir auch in The Witch Chapter. Nicht The Witch, The Rave Chapter. Aber der Dialog, glaube ich, ist jetzt anders. Der Dialog ist, glaube ich, anders.
Well, maybe a lot worse. So, here's how this is going to go. I'm going to take your body, and I'm going to walk it out of here. And you get to watch me do it. Completely helpless. Just like you left me.
I say we let her do it. It's something different. Do we even have a choice? You always have a choice. Maybe before, but not now. There isn't a blade this time. Exactly. What choice is there if there isn't a blade? Well, unless you have any specific ideas, I think my vote's the only one that counts.
Okay. Ich speichere hier mal. Habe ich eigentlich noch einen Speicherpunkt mit dem Rev? Genau, es ist, glaube ich, nach dem hier, dass wir in das gleiche Chapter kommen. Aber halt mit dem anderen Dialog. Hier! Hier. Sind wir tatsächlich dort. Oh Gott. Das Einzige, was ich tun kann, ist Struggle. But you couldn't possess me on your own. I thought I needed to agree to you.
Love is then. This is now.
Look, we're even now. I killed you and then you killed me. Water under the bridge, right?
But I think you forgot about the part where you tried killing me again. If I were you, I would just want to get it over with. You lost your chance to call the shots. There's no going back to fix it now. You can either look on in horror or celebrate my freedom. But either way, you're about to become a passenger. Enough talking. We'll have plenty of time for chit-chat once this place is far behind us.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's body emerges. Her proportions all wrong, limbs bent and curling, moving in ways that defy your understanding. Her torso stretches until her face is practically touching yours. Her
Ich frage mich, ob die
neck
dieses
cracks
X hier
audibly as
auch
she presses
hatte.
to look at you from a fresh angle. Are you sure you can't do anything to help us? Can't you, like, manifest a...
Yeah, no.
Your vision fades
Oh.
as she tears open the membrane of your soul. You're awake. Eyes once again fixed on the long hallway, your vision swimming as the princess's command reverberates inside your skull. Her voice is all in... It's so cramped in here. Like there's some sort of growth trying to push us all out. I know. You rise to your feet, though the pain in your ankle is blinding. Your body slumps against the wall, desperately leaning into it for support. There's another option, you know. Don't help either of them. Flip the table. That gap where the mirror was, I don't think it goes anywhere. Let's throw ourselves into the abyss. Your body, still slumped against the wall, trapped between the princess's overwhelming will and the blinding pain of your splintered ankle, takes an excruciating step towards the cabin door. The movement is stiff, your body reduced to a marionette, pulled reluctantly along by your strings.
Okay, das sind die gleichen Options. Leave the cabin and throw your body into the abyss.
In a single moment of overwhelming willpower, you tear your body from the wall and hurl it towards the gaping abyss. Capillaries burst and muscle fibers tear as you and the princess struggle over the reins of your body. One foot planted firmly on the edge where the floor ends, and the nothing begins. It's unquestionable that her reserves are greater than yours, but fortunately for you, the distance you have to cover is far shorter. Enough is enough. I'm tired of us always losing. It's just a step away. You throw everything you have against her and manage, for one brief moment, to overpower the princess's hold on your body. But that moment was all you needed. Your foot slips a few inches, and you collapse forward, the darkness swallowing you whole. Why do you hate me? Her thought slips through you, unheeded, as you fall and fall. What an end. But at least it's ours. An empire of frigid nothing. I don't think this qualifies as saving the world, but at least you didn't ruin it. What happens now? I want to know what he thinks happens now. Oh? And why is that? He's gone. But
Ja. Jo. Ich meine, das hatten wir schon. Ich schließe das aber trotzdem mal schnell ab. Proceed to the cabin. Wenn ich vor... was war das für was eigentlich?
His loneliness turned to seething. She
Mhm.
could not find her strength in others, so she found it in... Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
One. Okay, I'm ready to go back. Send me
You're on a
back.
path in the woods.
Mein... So bin ich in Page 5. So, weil ich rumgesucht habe. Ja, ich werde hier nichts Neues bekommen, denke ich. Ich kann versuchen zu strugglen, aber...
Violently struggle against the princess, but all you manage to do is grind the fragments of your splintered ankle together. You can't shake free from her now.
It's so easy to make you squirm. But I won't be crueler than I have to be. I don't even want to cause any more damage. It'll be hard enough for me to walk out of here on that broken ankle.
You remain pinned to the floor of the
Ja,
Oh,
das ist das Gleiche.
So, that
Ja, keine Ahnung. Lift the cabin, let's do it.
pointless, isn't it? No. Isn't saying all of this his job? Oh, he really is, isn't he? I had a feeling you could deal with him for us.
Ist auch irgendwie strange, dass er am Ende immer verschwindet. Dass er eigentlich nie bis zum Ende dabei
This
bleibt.
is it then. The big moment. I just hope it's a way out.
That's nothingness. Jo, okay. Ja. Ich glaube, also hier können wir, glaube ich, nichts mehr machen. Gehen wir nochmal zurück. Ich kann nochmal versuchen, sei the Princess Harder. Stare at her and then step
Do your
away.
best to pull away. It's as if her arm, embedded in your body, is rooting you in place.
Leaving so soon.
You can't be sure if you first hear or she's really on there.
Also ich habe vorher versucht zu sliden, ich versuche jetzt mal einfach zu
Don't
dying.
swing your weapon. Your body comes to a juddering halt as she rips her hand from your chest. In her clenched fist is your still beating heart. But that's ours.
See you soon, killer.
She crushes it. Blood and ruined vascular tissue leaking from between her.
Wir sind mal wieder bei The
Here we go
Rave.
again. Off to slay her. Again.
The deck's stacked, isn't it? We kill her, we start again. She kills us as a goddamn ghost. We start again.
Okay, aber der Dialog ist doch anders.
Running in circles just for the sake of it.
Come on. Let's not give in to all that misery just...
Yeah. And what if there isn't? Aren't you listening to me? What if all of this was rigged from the start?
That's ridiculous. There'd be no point in all this if it was just some kind of cosmic busy work. Wouldn't that get...
Ich skippe das alles mal kurz. Oder kann ich... Was passiert, wenn ich skippe? Achso, dann skippe ich zur Auswahl. Proceed to the
Continue
cabin.
down the path.
And enter the cabin.
The interior of the cabin.
Ja, okay, das ist genau das gleiche. Flee from the
This
basement.
isn't a solution. Nobody wins here.
You're...
Oh, she's upset, isn't she?
You're abandoning me here?
It would seem so, yes.
After everything you've done to me, you've chosen to do more?
The princess starts to float erratically from side to side, her cold exterior melting away.
What if you just leave me then I'm really just going to be stuck here forever? Then there's nothing I can do. It's just going to go on and on and on and on, lonely and sad and hurting and empty.
No, not that.
She's about to try something. Get ready. The princess passes through you, a chill rippling along your skin, a disappointed sigh echoing in your ears. You turn and face her as she hovers between you and the stairs. Spectral tears streak down her cheeks as she places a translucent hand on your chest. It feels cold. Are we doing the right thing? Don't let her get to you. It doesn't matter. Somehow, soon, this too will be over, and we'll move on to something new. I feel like you all keep forgetting that. Her dark-rimmed eyes fall to the floor as she speaks.
I never wanted to have to hurt anybody. It's not who I wanted to be.
The tears on her cheeks vanish. She lifts her head, sorrow replaced with wrath, staring into you with fiery anger.
But I guess guess you've turned me into something worse.
She forces her hand into your chest, and then
Yes?
nothing happens.
Are you sure about that? Something should have happened. And yet it didn't.
You can't be sure if you first hear or feel horrific splintering. The square.
I'm done asking. The next time I see you,
She's real now.
In her crushes.
Okay, sind wir wieder bei Rev.
This really doesn't end, does it? It doesn't matter if we.
Ich weiß übrigens nicht, wie das hier passiert ist. Ich bin mir absolut nicht sicher. Ich glaube, wir können hier nicht mehr.
She might be making it hard for us to kill her body, but those bones look very, very real. Maybe breaking them breaks her. Or maybe burying them would put her to rest. Don't take any piece of her outside of this cabin. Maybe you should stop looking for loopholes and try harder to actually slay her. But we are trying.
Smash her bones. Interesting.
Those are just bones. They aren't me. Bury them. Destroy them. Whatever.
Stimmt.
That dusty pile of death is just a reminder of what you've done. It's not a fix for anything.
Well, I guess that's smash her bones.
Push through the princess and rush the pile of bones on the floor, swinging your fist down and smashing through what remains of her ribcage.
Even after what I've said, you still gave it your all. Such a disappointing choice. I don't think I like the person behind those eyes. I was willing to let bygones be bygones. All I
Okay, jetzt sind wir wieder hier.
not yet. But let's see if you stay that way.
You can't be sure if you first hear
Ich bin mir nicht sicher. Ich glaube, wir können nichts anderes mehr machen. Ich kann nicht leaven, ich kann sie nicht slayen. Possessing haben wir gerade gemacht. Oder vorher mit beiden Optionen. Was ist, wenn wir jetzt einfach ohne Blade reingehen?
The door to the basement groaned. The room below. Nobody's here. As much as okay, it's just before you two. And finally,
Oh.
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I had some issues with how our last meeting went.
Okay.
the princess drifts across the room into your orbit, gently running her fingers across your shoulders and down your neck as she circles you. Her touch is cold and ethereal, formless yet real enough that her icy fingertips send shivers dancing across your skin. So she has a body, and she's right there. We could probably grab her and kill her again, if we wanted to. We don't even need a blade. She looks fragile enough to me.
Yeah, grab her.
Before she can suspect a thing, you lunge forward and grab her arm. You feel substance for the briefest of moments, but then you feel nothing at all, as though all you've done is clutch at empty air.
You're adorable when you're confused.
But I didn't say you could touch me.
Why are you even here? Just making sure you finish the job, or what? So, that's where the hostility comes from. I don't know where you got that idea.
Ja, ich denke tatsächlich, dass es nichts ändern wird. Ich meine, wir können ja mit mit dem Blade nichts machen. Das Einzige, was ich vielleicht gehofft hatte, dass sie uns vielleicht ein bisschen anders, also sie anders acted, aber ich glaube, dass das nichts wird. Ich hab's einfach. Ich beende jetzt mal, dass
Swing at the
wir.
princess once more and
Step
do your
away.
best to pull away.
Die.
Don't
Yep. Proceed to
continue
cabin.
down
Edit the cabin.
the interior.
Ich will nicht
Slowly make your way towards
neu
the
laden.
What are the odds she's waiting for us right
Ich
now?
will nur.
Great! See you in a jiffy.
You remain pinned to the floor of the long hallway as the rest of the princess's it's a new your body inches along the corridor.
Touch the mirror.
This guy.
Get into the reflection. Ready to go back. Gut.
You're on a path, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin you make your way up.
Ich soll den Skip-Button verwenden, ich komme immer zur Taskleiste. Also, ich glaube, ich gehe den Thorn Princess Path wieder, glaube ich, wo sie lauter Messer in ihren Gliedmaßen hatte. Ich bin mir nicht mehr ganz sicher, das war, glaube ich, im ersten Stream, wo ich das auch gesehen habe. Ja, muss der erste gewesen sein. Ich glaube, ich habe da auch immer versucht, das Messer nicht mehr mitzunehmen, weil ich vielleicht gedacht habe, ob ich das vielleicht wieder rückgängig machen kann. Ich nehme jetzt aber immer mein Messer mit.
Focus.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay, yeah, caught me, I'm here to slay you.
That isn't a good idea. Just drop the knife, and maybe the two of us can talk things out.
She's right, we shouldn't. We should just drop the blade. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Warum kann ich den Job nicht finishen? Weil ich nicht sofort angegriffen habe?
Are you serious? You lacked the will to finish the job.
Okay.
Your bruised and broken body falling to its knees before her. The princess, exhausted, chest heaving with heavy breaths, tosses the blade away from you.
This is the end, isn't it?
Is this really the best you could do? Look at you. Completely broken. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed.
She plants her foot on your chest and pushes you onto your back, the air leaving your lungs in a heavy puff. And then she brings her knee to your throat. She leans into it with the kind of weight you didn't think her slight frame could possibly possess, shattering your windpipe and leaving you starved for breath.
It's too bad. I was looking forward to some company.
Everything goes dark,
Ich weiß nicht, ob wir das
and you
sollten.
die.
Der Tower.
You're on a path in the woods, and you're here to slay her. A warning. She will lie. We might as well just pledge ourselves to her and stop pretending we're capable of doing anything in this situation. She probably doesn't even need to try to overpower us. Can we tone down the pessimism just a smidge? I'm not being a pessimist. I'm just being realistic. You're being annoying. Just ignore their bickering, and whatever you do, don't pledge yourself to her. I agree. If she's wrongfully imprisoned, then we should rescue her, but if he's telling the truth, we shouldn't just hand her the world on a silver platter. Rescue her? Given the stakes of the situation, there isn't really a difference between rescuing her and pledging yourself to her. Either would be terrible. So please try to ignore both of those knuckleheads and focus on saving the world. Let's not make this harder than it has to be. If that's what you want. The interior of the cabin is larger
das hatten
and
wir
more
nicht.
grandiose than its humble exterior would suggest. The only furniture of note is a massive marble altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your imp. Why do we feel so small? We don't feel small. We are small.
Jesus. Okay, ich save. Ja, ich kann das überspeichern. Also beschreiben. Macht ja nichts. Ja, take the blade. Ich bin mir gar nicht sicher, ob es hier überhaupt noch einen Unterschied macht. Ob man die Waffe nimmt oder nicht. Die einzige Option, die man hat, der nicht mal hat, ist die Princess zu slayen. Ich weiß nicht, ob es einen Unterschied macht. Aber wir nehmen es
Take the
jetzt
blade
mal.
from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Unter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase. Its steps almost as deep as you are tall. The smell of incense drifts up from below. For a moment, you almost feel at ease. This is actually kind of nice. It's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her booming voice rolls up the stairs.
Is that a guest I hear? Don't linger on the stairs. Come down and witness me.
You weren't kidding when you said it was booming. She wasn't like this last time. We need to get down there. She wants us to see her. We need to see her. Should we be worried about your sudden change in attitude? Just a few minutes ago you were going on about how pointless everything was. Now you want to go down there. It doesn't matter what that little voice says. He's not the one making the decisions. Though if his ramblings get you to the princess, they get you to the princess. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and exhausting effort, every step requiring you to clamber over one edge before dropping to the next. But soon the end comes into view, and you tumble to the bottom, entering the vast, temple-like room beyond. The princess towers over you, almost glowing in the weak starlight, her figure framed by a stained glass window. Her long hair billows around her, and a chain binds her wrist to the far wall.
Und sie schwebt.
The chain is nothing to her. It might as well be a toy for all the good it would do. I told you it was pointless to resist her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. You brought that knife again, even though you know it's useless. Such charming audacity. Drop it.
No.
As if on command,
Huh?
the blade slips from your grasp. It clatters uselessly to the floor.
Oh.
We
Okay.
didn't drop it. We decided to grip it tighter, remember? Are you really just going to let that happen to
Oh.
us? I have a duty to report facts as facts, and the fact is that you dropped the blade. Of course we dropped it. She's so much more than us. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to be in her presence. Oh, I understand what's going on, and you'd better snap yourself out of it.
Kneel.
Wahrscheinlich habe ich keine Option. Ich sage einfach mal no, aber...
Oh, are you still trying to defy me? I said kneel.
Your legs buckle, and your knees hit the floor.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And here you are again, trying to succeed where you've already catastrophically failed. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met her before this. You should be the first. You're the only one I trust to deal with her.
Then you shouldn't have trusted us. There was nothing we could do to stop her then, and there's nothing we can do to stop her now.
He's being melodramatic, but yeah, we've been here before, and she absolutely destroyed us. What are we even supposed to do to stop her? That's...
Oh, habe ich das geskippt? Ah, okay. You're supposed to enter the
You
world.
weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. It feels like a fundamental truth to my being that I'd somehow forgotten. The collapse of the old is a necessary prelude to the birth of the new. And the world as it is now is overdue for alterations. It's time for me to seize my destiny. And you, little bird, will help me seize it.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but help her. Maybe she'll be nice to us.
What do we have me to do? What do you have planned? Just because you're supposed to enter world doesn't mean you actually have to do it. You can be whatever you want to be. I have questions for you before I decide to do anything. Ich glaube, wir haben hier keine Entscheidung mehr. What happens to you after I died? Pledge yourself. Ich kann tatsächlich nur... Ich habe keine Option.
This isn't about desire. This is about what I am. And I have little interest in discussing destiny with one that cannot see the divine truth that shines in my heart. All you have to do is break these chains and set me free.
Oh, vielleicht bekomme ich jetzt eine Option. Nein. If you're so powerful, you can you just break the chains
Don't
yourself?
be rude. Of course she can. It's not rude to question someone who's apparently trying to end the world.
That's exactly why it's rude. We should know our place.
I can, easily. But that isn't what I want to do. The story of a terrible and bountiful god unbounded of her own will is no story at all. It's not worthy of everything I am, or everything I'm bound to become. It isn't even worthy of what I was. The destruction in Genesis that's to follow in my wake is deserving of a song that can echo for eternity. The song of you, being so struck by my glory, so overwhelmed by what I am, that you feel you must deliver me into the world. And from your act of utter devotion and submission springs a new dawn, a better dawn. Submit now, submit later. It makes no difference. Because in the end, No matter how vainly you struggle against him, my will triumphs over yours.
I have questions for anything. I'm not going to help you. Yeah, I'm not going to help you.
I say, perhaps you need another lesson in submitting to your betters. Pick up that needle.
Do it. It's what she wants.
No objections here. Don't know what she's planning, and I don't like that we don't know what she's planning, but we might as well pick up the blade. As your eye falls on the blade, you feel a weight. Some divine hand that sits unperceived by your senses, but that manages to push you towards its desires like an unseen puppeteer.
Oh, okay.
You reach forward and grasp the blade.
Stand.
This one's easy. See? This isn't so bad.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. We were probably going to stand anyway. You can feel a creaking tension between body and will as you slowly rise to your feet, like two foes forced into an unhappy truce. The princess eyes you with soft contemplation. The moment seems to last a lifetime, the silent anticipation of what's to come dragging out the long, painful seconds.
Das wird jetzt aber nicht, dass wir uns selber umbringen, oder?
To defy me is to claim we stand on level ground. We do not. You are quiet shadow, while I am brilliant radiance. Take that knife in your hand and slit your throat.
Kill yourself.
You don't have to listen to her. You're armed. Just steel your nerves, step forward, and end this.
Oh, end this.
Oh, we'll end this all right.
Your hand lifts the blade and brings it towards your throat. Okay, I apologize for the unclear language. End her.
Okay, aber ich kann nicht resisten. Ja, ich glaube, Slay the Princess wird nur
Body
funktionieren.
sluggish and unresponsive, actively fighting against you, but you do your best to stagger forward. One step at a time, you move towards the princess.
Slitting your throat would have been a mercy, but it seems you're in need of a harsher lesson. Plunge that knife into your lungs.
I'm sorry.
Don't! As you take another step forward, the blade digs into your ribs, slicing through flesh with ease. It somehow feels like an entirely natural thing to do, while the simple act of walking has become an arduous impossibility. Then it slides back out, the wound burning as a small hiss of air escapes through the fresh orifice. Blood fills your lungs.
Now, do it again. Keep doing it until I give you permission to stop.
Those are just words. You don't have to listen to her.
It's what she wants.
You, heroic one, what are you doing? Don't just let this happen. Stop him from killing you. I'm on it. Your other hand locks around your wrist, struggling to keep it from perforating vital organs. The blade still flails towards you, managing to slice bits of skin that plop to the floor to join the growing pile of blood and gore beneath you. Despite the pain, you manage to keep yourself in one piece, at least for now.
What a pitiful display. A wounded little bird thinking it can defy a god. It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to hurt so much. You can choose a gentle end. You can choose to leave that punctured vessel for the next.
Oh, Slay the Princess.
Or you can pathetically struggle against yourself until the floor of this temple is painted with the bloody impressions of your futility.
You continue to approach the princess, even as the repeated gouges of your blade expose bone and muscle to the open air of the basement. You know, this would be a lot easier if you gave us a hand. My influence only goes so far, and I can only juggle so many things at once. The best I can do right now is to continue to drive you forward. Believe me, this whole ordeal would be so much easier if I didn't have to contend with free will.
You're the one making things difficult. You're the one making us hurt. She doesn't want hurt us. She's just doing what she has to.
Stop.
As you finish crossing the room, you fall to your knees at the princess's feet, your chest heaving as your blood pools in the crevices of the stone floor, the coppery taste coating your throat. The princess kneels down, lifting your chin with her finger as her face lowers to yours.
Your devotion is misplaced. You've surrendered to delusion. But something about your defiant spirit speaks to me. You are different than you were before. Perhaps, if you've learned your lesson, I can spare you from the release of death. There's a place at my side for you, if you'll have it. Not as an equal, but as something worthy to be kept. A priest, perhaps, or a pet.
Well, that's demeaning, isn't it? Yes, how thoughtful of her. It's a mercy. Take it. I think he's given up whatever say he had at the start of all this. At least one of you is sane. She's within striking distance, and she's only negotiating now because she knows you have what it takes to put an end to her. Seize the moment before it's too late.
Ich glaube kaum, dass wir sie slayen können. Wir sind ja jetzt schon fast tot. Ich weiß nicht, wie lange man mit einer mit einer verletzten Lunge überleben kann. Ich habe das nämlich beide Lungenflügel kollabieren und dann glaube ich, hat man ein paar Sekunden wahrscheinlich.
No. Yes. Though your body trembles, struggling to defend itself in the face of the princess's overwhelming will, you finally manage to break through, darting to her side before she can react. The wind of your freedom rushes through you, and you channel it into a decisive blow, stabbing into the soft flesh of her ankle and severing the tendons in an act of unyielding defiance.
Ich glaube, wir werden immer kleiner. Oder sie wird immer größer.
Floor, crashing unceremoniously to her knees. But you don't give her any time to recover. Your
Oder auch
heart
nicht.
pounding with determination, you plunge your blade into her chest. As you find your target again and again, she laughs, crude emotion breaking through her once stony composure as your blade cuts her flesh. We can do this, can't we? You always could. The decision to give you this task was not made lightly. You're here for a reason.
It's not too late to pick up the pieces. It's not too late to toss that blade aside and beg for forgiveness.
Shut up.
I can't believe you would actually strike me. You
heathen! You worm! You defiler! You don't know the consequences of your arrogance!
Before you can strike the final blow, the princess lashes out, knocking you off your feet. There's an unsettling wet pop as your spine breaks, numbness and pain spreading through your body. As you rebound towards the ceiling in a moment of disorientated lightness, she drives her fist into your chest. Your body is crushed as she pulverizes you into the floor, the ground itself breaking from the impact. You lie there, broken, beyond pain, unable to even see what she's done to you. But the princess is succumbing to her own wounds as well. She looks down upon her body in abject horror and disgust.
You made me use my hands. I can feel myself twisting into something new, something dull, something defiled. What have you done to me?
You're monsters and conspirators. I can't bear to watch this.
The princess has been nothing but cruel to you. You should feel liberated by her fall.
But I don't feel liberated. I feel empty.
Aside from the pain, I feel fine. She collapses to the floor. Her glassy eyes watch, unblinking, yet somehow still full of anguish and fear, as the two of you perish together. I suppose we were never going to get a happy ending here, were we? Don't let those be your final thoughts. You saved the world. That's worth something, I guess. Regardless of how you feel about it, it's finally over. Thank you. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Ah, den Chapter waren wir auch schon mal.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of the path... Okay, what the hell is that?
Aber den Dialog hat man noch
I
nicht.
think he's upset. And what's he got to be upset about? We just killed a god.
Exactly. You heathens destroyed the most beautiful thing that ever was, and ever will be.
You're damn right we did. And you'll get over it. Can't say I have much sympathy for you. She was bad for us and you almost got us killed. You're being too generous. He did get us killed. Alright, enough chatter. Got a thing I'm supposed to do, and if you don't mind, I'd like to do it without any more interruptions. Okay, great, you're listening. You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a... If your thing is telling us about the princess, don't waste your breath. We know all about her, and it's hardly a path in the woods at this point, is it? Well, this is just great. Let me cut to the chase. Clearly you've already been here. Yeah, you think?
Actually, I don't think we have been here. This is all different.
Yes, precisely. And if you'd given me 2 seconds to finish my thought, I would have said that.
Irgendwie sehen die aus wie Hände oder so Krallen. Das hier auch.
Oh, you're actually letting me talk now. Great. If you've already been here, it means you've seen things you aren't supposed to have seen, and you know things that you aren't supposed to know. This doesn't look like a path in the woods if reality seems distorted. It's because reality is distorted. So you knew this could happen. You knew we'd be able to restart like this. I know all sorts of things, which is why you should listen to me. That's not really an answer. Look, if the world around you is changing, especially all the way out here, then that means you're nearing the point of no return. Whatever happens next, that's it. There won't be any more do-overs. So you'd better take things seriously. Don't worry. We only need this one last go at things. You'd better hope that's true. And don't let that inflated ego get in the way of doing your job.
If there's still a princess at the cabin, maybe we can salvage things. Maybe if we just grovel and apologize, things can go
Grovel,
back to
cower
how
and
they were
beg.
before.
Oh, cut it out, will you? We need to be tough right now. And you're making it so much harder than it has to be. So stop whining.
Okay, now just go to the cabin.
Good, we're all on the same page. It isn't long before you find yourself at the end of the path, staring up at the cabin on the hill. You'll find the princess within, as I'm sure you already know. End her. That's it? No final words of advice? I'd rather not waste any more time. I'm sure that any advice I'd give at this point is something you've already heard. That's fine by me. Let's get moving. I'm itching for a rematch.
Okay, aber ich befürchte, das wird wahrscheinlich genau das gleiche
The
sein.
interior of the cabin is a place that feels long for, but that is how
Oh,
it was.
geil. Dann können wir eh
Growth that has overtaken it.
nichts
The
wirklich
viscous
machen.
fluid seeps from cracks in the stone walls, and it congeals into chaotic streaks of writhing nerves and wet clumps of living meat. That's horrible. You did this. The only furniture of note is a pulsating pedestal, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this.
Ja, wir können das Blade nehmen, wir können das Blade nicht nehmen.
So
Es
take the
wird
good.
keinen Unterschied machen.
Nothing feels better than gripping cold steel.
Okay, dann ja. Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the door to the basement, hesitating before you open it. Almost as if you don't see it. But you must, because it's right there in front of you. All we see is a damn mirror. It's a bit grimy. Why don't we wipe it? Wipe what clean? The door? The mirror. What are you talking about? You're standing in front of a door. Whatever non-door thing you think you're looking at, it isn't real, because if it were real, I'd know about it. But it has to be real. It's right there.
Smash it. Smash it to pieces. It's the only thing keeping us from her.
Don't you want to know what we'll see in there? We won't be able to see anything if we smash it. Nah, I'm with him on this one. Smash it. Let's get violent already. Do whatever you want with it. The mirror isn't real, so how you handle it doesn't matter, aside from wasting dangerous amounts of time.
Ja,
You
aber
reach
bitte.
forward and drag your hand across the door leading to the basement. As if on command, it slowly slides open, scraping against the stone floor, its ancient hinges moaning as it reveals the dim path ahead. Why am I not surprised? You step forward into the darkness. The stairs leading down to the basement are at once both narrow and grandiose. A high-vaulted ceiling stretches up into a gloom beyond your sight, while walls wet with tumorous growths press in uncomfortably at your sides. You feel both unprotected and trapped, at once exposed and claustrophobic. The air is thick, its odour an oppressive violence, the metallic scent of fresh blood twisting with the nauseating embers of charred remains. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice, a bellowing rage, roars up the stairs.
Was severing the tendons of my ascension not enough for you? Was it not enough to rend my divine heart? Come, see the horrors you've wrought upon my flesh, and feel my hands set upon your throat.
She's so angry with us. Why? Why did you desecrate her? Why couldn't I stop you?
You've got to stop thinking about her like that. It isn't doing anyone any good. She's not some untouchable god. She's an abomination, and we're going to put an end to her once and for all.
Whatever she is now is our fault. If she's an abomination, then what does that make us?
She was going to end the world last time. If I might interject, you didn't make her into an abomination. She's always been what she is. It's why you're here, and it's why your task is so important. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. The chamber's walls are painted in blood, a deep, sickening red that drips down in clotted streams onto the charred corpses that make up its floor. This place reeks of torment, of ripped skin and burning bone. The princess stands in its center, muscles flayed and bare and weeping, draped in a tattered dress of her own skin. Her heart beats from its place in her open chest.
Do you know what I'm going to do to you?
There's not so much of then. With a nauseating sound, the skin tears. It plops to the ground, and she pulls her red, glistening arm free from her bindings. She is loose, and she is coming for you.
Let her end it. It's the punishment you all deserve for what you did to her. It's the punishment I deserve for letting it happen.
Screw that. We can win. We've done it before, and we'll do it again, only this time we'll make it out the other side. Hell, she's practically done most of the work for us.
I don't think this is going to slay.
Your heart free of fear, you charge towards the princess, your eyes locked on each other, both of you prepared to lay down your very essence in one blow.
It's now or never. Let's make it a beautiful blaze of glory.
With a horrifying squelch, you are unwound.
I hope you weren't planning on dying. We're going to make this last forever.
Huh. I feel cold.
Yo, okay, das hatten wir schon mal. Ja, let's go back here. Ich glaube, es macht keinen Unterschied, ob ich die Blade mitnehme oder nicht. I will just submit
Blade
now.
this time. Yeah, maybe she'll be more receptive if we're unarmed. Blade, no blade, it doesn't matter. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a spiral staircase.
Yep, spiral
This is
staircase.
still a stone base. Her booming voice
Is that a guess?
You weren't kidding when you shouldn't have come. We need to get down there. Should we be worried? It doesn't matter what that little voice says. Making your way down the spiral staircase is a time-consuming and the princess towers over you, almost glowing in the chain is nothing to her.
The little bird has returned to me. I wonder what he wants. I see your hands are empty. You've already given up, haven't you? You aren't even going to try and kill me. How sweet. And more than a little disappointing.
She's disappointed in us?
Kneel.
What, I guess?
On her command, you fall to the floor, knees painfully connecting with hard stone.
That's my good little bird. Now, why don't we talk? The last time we met, you tried to kill me. And yet here you are again. This time groveling at my feet. What a wretched sight. What draws you back here beyond the empty halls of death? Speak.
The last time we met, nobody should have met.
Then you shouldn't have trusted him. He's being melodramatic, but that's worrying.
Are you serious? Just don't say anything. How hard can it be to not say anything?
You haven't felt her angelic fingers run along the edges of your mind. You haven't felt her nails dig into your thoughts.
Yeah, I guess.
You weak-willed buffoon.
Is that so?
The princess closes her eyes in contemplation.
Something about that thought wraps itself around my heart. The collapse of the old. It's time for me.
She's inevitable. There's nothing else for us to do but...
Yeah, just pledge yourself.
Your will was so easily broken. Am I that magnificent? All you need to do now is break my chains.
If this is what you want, then I guess there's not much else for me to say.
No, you can't just give in to her. Not when the stakes are so high. Not when you're so close. I won't let you do this.
There's still something in the way. A greasy film inside of you where it doesn't belong, trying to conceal you from me. Is that a person? No.
Oh, isn't
It
Ende.
used to be a person. It's something different now. An echo.
Is she talking about you?
That's impossible. She's not supposed to be able to interact with me.
You're a small one, aren't you? A shriveling little worm stretched beyond its limits, trying to control things that it can't understand.
No. What are you talking about? I'm just...
I don't care what you are. You're mine.
Ah!
Rise, my little bird.
Without hesitation, you're brought to your feet.
Break my chains.
But
How are
how?
you supposed to do that? We don't even have a weapon. All you need to do is believe it's been done.
Yeah. Break her chains.
Her chains shatter, and the cuff falls from her wrist. She is loose, and the end is upon us.
What a good disciple you are. Come, it's time for us to leave.
What happens now?
Nothing. And then, everything.
Oh no. It's closing in on us. Take a hand. Ich frage mich, könnte das jetzt die letzte Wässer sein? But you do not take a hand, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
Where did she go? Is that?
Yeah, approach the mirror.
This... I don't want...
Okay, jetzt bin ich gespannt, ob sich was ändern wird. Ja, nothing at all. That isn't right, you can be nothing. You refocus your gaze and then you see it, a figure, faint and veiled in shadows just beyond the reflection. Ja, hier ist einfach ein Vogelkopf. Aber nicht wirklich viel mehr. Are you
I think
me?
you know what I am.
Craig slides down the center of the mirror, splitting the image in the glass in two. And then another crack forms, and another, turning the mirror into jagged shreds of broken glass. Okay, that's definitely new. That's new. You know what? I just save, yeah, just save, yeah. So you're the narrator. I was wondering if I'd ever get to see you.
The narrator, yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it? You needed help after all, an objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Okay, er geht immer weiter kaputt, die mir Fragen ich anscheinend stelle. What are you? Are you something like me?
Oh, I'm nothing like you. I'm an echo, likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
I was like, yeah, you've said something like that before. Has every narrator really been different?
Of course. That is by both necessity and design. This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Any time you failed, any time you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Do you have anything to say for yourself for all of this hubris?
I do. People out there are real. No matter what you do to them, no matter what you enable, I want you to remember that.
Fällt übrigens auf, der hat Zähne. Ich meine, es ist, denke ich, ein Vogelkopf hier. Should be. Aber er hat Zähne, wenn er spricht. That's a little bit creepy. Everything you've done to us, do you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
Gott, das ist noch so viel, was ich fragen könnte. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that?
It doesn't hurt. I don't feel pain. Not physically.
I'm sorry, I don't want to destroy you. Will it help if I look away or stop asking questions?
We've already crossed the point of no return. There's no saving me now. Not that there's ever been much of me to save.
Are you a part of me or are you something else?
I'm not a part of you. But that's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? From one vantage point I must seem wholly foreign, but from another, well, all the versions of me that have existed have collectively heard your every thought and driven your every action. If that isn't being part of you, then what is? Soon I'll be gone entirely, and you'll be left alone with your final choice. So allow me to make my final request. The princess contains death itself within her, but I wove you into being with all the power you need to destroy her forever. Do it. Slay her, and rid the world of death and suffering.
So you know about the looping. So many of the times I met you, you denied it even being a possibility. Why did you lie to me? If you made me, then what am I? I wasn't supposed to see all this, was I? What is the princess? Did you make her too? The people out there beyond the walls of the construct, do they know about this? Do they know what you want me to do to them? What is my true identity?
Perhaps they thought that admitting to it would have pushed you to certain realizations that would have made finishing your task impossible. Maybe they were just in denial. I'm sure many of them were convinced that they had to be the first version of them you'd encountered. Anything else would have been too existentially unpleasant. For all I know, each of those other versions of me could have had entirely different understandings of how this construct works. Who's to say which of them are right and which of them are wrong, really? Except for me. I can tell you for a fact that I'm right.
Run out of questions. I see. Decided what I'm going to do yet. I still have to see what she thinks about all of this. Say nothing and watch him end. Rest easy, I'm going to destroy her. I'm going to destroy her. I'm not going to slay her, and I want to know that before you die for good.
I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away. You know what you have to do.
As the final fragment of glass shatters, you see yourself with a newfound clarity. You are the long quiet. I was the nascent god. And it is finally time for it to wake up, all of it, as you proceed to the cabin one last time. When you arrive at the heart of things, there is no final vessel for you to bear witness to. There's nothing for you to find. You know what? I guess I'm saving again, just to be safe. Okay.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the long quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the shifting mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am.
Do you know about the echo? Did you hear our conversation?
Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the echoes spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
Genau, Digga, überschreib den einfach nochmal. There's so many stories we've left unfinished. Can we really just leave?
Even as your eyes begin to open, you still hold on to the notions of is and is not, of beginning and end. Pitch black islands in the blinding light of the infinite. There is nothing to resolve, nothing restraining us but us.
Don't have a say in all of this. Why is it all falling on me? Let's talk this through. I still have so many questions and I need answers before I can make a choice. If I let you out, an entire world ends for good. I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, then what was the point of me doing anything? Did it even matter what roads I walked, if all of them would have led to this moment? There has to be another way. This can't just come down to me either destroying you or letting you out. I won't do it, slay the princess. I think it's time for us to leave this place, but I don't know how to leave or where to go.
If you're saying that, it's because you don't yet understand. But we cannot use words alone to grasp at things that words cannot express. And you cannot rationalize with logic that which defies it. Violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, Then so be it.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing fed by the matter of your restless thoughts. You are terrified of a power so far beyond you that it strips the meaning from your every action.
Jesus, ich hab nur gefragt.
But at the feet of that power, the dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacy is reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine. When I proclaimed my godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation, you gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
What that was you. Submit to you was a mistake. I would have destroyed you if I knew that. Knew what you were. You were consumed by your own ego. I won't engage with violence. I don't know. I won't engage with violence.
But violence has defined the flow of everything between us. Do not deny what we are, and do not color our conflict with fear.
Flesh is a vehicle, and to destroy the flesh is to strand the spirit. With violence you stranded me, and with violence I sought to twist your flesh back into mine. You did not resist my violence, but it overcame you. Did you understand the flesh wasn't you? Or did you choose to gift yourself to someone who thought she hated you? To fear me is to fear losing the flesh. The flesh is not the spirit.
Oh, ich frage mich jetzt, ob das Ending vielleicht tatsächlich anders sein könnte. Aber ich glaube nicht großartig anders. Stop the fight and surrender. I helped you out of fear, and I'm not afraid of you anymore. That is why I resist you now. I feel you now more than ever. I was glad to set you free. Doesn't matter how I feel, death, suffering, and oblivion shouldn't fall on others. If we are able to transcend death, then we are responsible for those it holds captive. Don't know. I don't know.
And yet there is no reason to resist me beyond fear and delusion. If you aren't afraid of me, why would you resist me? Why would you force the rest of the world to resist me too? Your lover drives a stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? Love melted into skepticism, and you pulled back layer after layer after layer, until all you were left with was the knowledge that you did not know me. You sought the truth then. Will you hide from it, now that it is within your grasp?
I have no desire to hide the truth. No, I have no desire to hide, but the truth can be made better. If destroying you is what that takes, so be it. I don't want to hide from truth. Doesn't matter how I feel, death, suffering... No. Es ist das Gleiche, das ist auch das Gleiche.
Then don't. Leave with me. There's no need for you to fight what we are.
Stop the fight, Alice, or no. I won't leave with you, not until you see things from my perspective. I don't know.
If you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking and mending and dying and living comes back in vivid color. A past that is also present. A pain that is everything and yet nothing at all. You feel the shame of 100 deaths and the pride of 100 conquests. All of the peaks and valleys weaving themselves into a single tapestry, free of beginning and free of end. Do you remember when we killed each other with such fervent passion that death itself no longer sat on our shoulders?
It was beautiful. It was meaningless. Neither of us could ever truly win. It was unnecessary. We could have worked together to build something better. We didn't have to hurt each other.
But for us, that was better. For me, there was no better end. I lost myself in an artistry so profound that it lifted both of us into something greater. A web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves, lain upon a web of nerves. The shade of a beautiful beginning we can never return to.
Ich glaube, das sollen Hände darstellen. Glaube ich.
Where did you end and I began? When you felt what it was to be me, we held on to each other and pierced the veil of truth. Will you abandon that curiosity now that we are no longer joined in physicality?
Curiosity comes second to doing the right thing. I still want to know what's out there. Yeah, I want to know what's out there.
Then leave with me, and we will see it all together.
Yeah. Let's leave. Come on, let's leave.
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. You fall into yourself. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation in limbs you once couldn't fathom. Everything here, except for her, is you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonized tension to a finite plane. You can feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite slides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not yield.
I love you.
Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Okay, was bin ich sehend? You are free and she is with you.
It's magnificent.
Hier ein Glimpses davon haben wir schon gesehen. Aber jetzt, wo wir es so gut wie ganz sehen, macht es immer noch nicht mehr Sinn. There are no words, no thoughts, to describe absolute reality. Something that simply is. What happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Step into the infinite. You actually step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you have always been, and just as you will always be. Though conflict is in your nature, the two of you will never be alone, and the two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally home. Okay. Our song, finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Oh, join the Discord, join our mailing list, join the subreddit, follow us somewhere else. Make your playlist. Play our other games. Return to main menu. Ich will jetzt noch mal schauen, ich kann sie ja auch slayen.
Violence has always been our language, hasn't it? If this is what it takes to save you, then so be it.
You become nothing. A black hole of self-loathing.
Okay.
Of that power. The dark parts of you cannot help but burn away. Your inadequacy is reduced to cinders by the blazing light of the divine.
Was ich jetzt doch alles durch?
My godhood and presented you with a place by my side in my new creation. You gladly took it. Without me, there is no future to look towards. It is hope that carves meaning into consciousness.
I would have destroyed it. Wieso?
You knew what I was then, just as you know what I am now.
Ja, das hat man auch schon. I just want to slay you. I feel nochmal. Kann man resist?
There is no reason to resist me beyond fear and delusion. If you aren't afraid of me, why would you resist me? Why would you force the rest of the world to resist me too? Your lover tried to stake into your body. Love melted into skepticism. And you pulled back layer after layer after layer. You sought the truth then.
If destroying you is what it takes, so be it.
I am so deeply woven into the threads of this reality that I cannot imagine it without me. Perhaps there is a better world to build. But you cannot know until you see it. Are you so sure in your blind optimism that you would shatter all of creation? The sensation of bleeding and sweating and breaking, feel the shame of 100. Do you remember?
I'm gonna get you. It was beautiful, it was meaningless, and I always could ever truly win, I guess.
So bleakly nihilistic. Is death the end, or is it the birth of something new? If you cannot find meaning in living, how will you find meaning if you strip me from existence? A web of nerves laid upon a web. Where did you end? All things are connected through me and through you. To harm me is to harm yourself, is to harm everything. The truth of that moment remains our truth.
As the clash between you abates, the princess relaxes, smiling from a distance. The respite is welcome.
Are you still committed to my destruction, or has your resolve started to waver? Nothing is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. You cannot remove something without removing the relations which define it. To destroy what you perceive as evil is to damn everything you perceive as good. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe in when you get to sit above it all. I just want to slay the princess, yes. Ich frage mich, ob die... Ich habe jetzt 3 Options für Slay the Princess. Can't let it happen, I can't let everything die. I have to fight for a better world, I'm so sorry. You're cruelty itself and I cannot let you exist. I don't know, I'm sorry.
Then try to destroy me if you can. But I will not yield easily to your delusion.
You don't have to face her alone.
My voices, they're returning. Was it? How am I supposed to help? I thought voices weren't allowed here. If it died. Yeah.
I don't think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
I
Then let's go.
guess.
And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you need me to describe things? Yeah, of course. The interior of the cabin is, well, it's a cabin, yeah? There isn't much here, just a table and a knife and a door. And some windows. You know, come to think of it, I don't think he ever really mentioned the windows, did he? There's no mirror, either. I think you broke it. And I know I've already mentioned it, but if we want to see this through, we're gonna need that blade.
Okay. Ich speichere hier. Weil ich habe natürlich die Option auch, die Waffe nicht zu nehmen. Did anyone else make it to the cabin?
It's just us. I think the rest of them are still out there, jumbled up in the rest of her.
Is the narrator really
Yeah,
gone?
it's dead silent in here. Whatever it was that was left of him, I don't think it could handle you waking up to godhood. Pretty sure he got obliterated.
Good. Don't actually know how to feel about him being gone. It's funny after everything he put us through. I'm kind of sad to see him go.
Is that why you want to see this through and slay her?
Okay, take the blade.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Into the basement.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? First time we heard her voice.
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
And there you are.
Nicht angekettet.
Knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Yeah, why not? I don't want to be a god.
Honestly, me neither.
Are you the same as you are out there?
No. I feel like I'm myself again.
And I wanted to say that you are out there. It's easier to want to kill an abstract concept than it is a person.
Well, I don't want to be at the end of that knife, so how about we figure something out? What if we tried doing this forever? I can do whatever you think I can, right? So make me put it all back. Make me fix the Echo's construct and make me wipe our memories of everything that's happened. Make me send us back to the beginning, before we woke up. Before either of us saw the truth.
Can she really do that? Are you sure that's what you want?
Not resetting it. Do anything to help them, the people out there. If you continue to exist, don't they continue to die and suffer?
Fixing that is on you, not me. If you want me to help them, you'll have to make me help them.
I don't want to forget you. We're going to find ourselves back here eventually. If you're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't... We know we haven't redone this before. This isn't fair. I want to be here with you. I don't want to be alone again. Is there any other way? I take it all back. I don't want this, and I don't want to kill you. Is it too late to go back to being a god? I'm sorry, but I can't do that. Agree with a plan. Don't know.
That's sweet. But unless you do, the whole world ends, right? Not like I care, but it seems important to you. And if we do, nothing is stopping us from making the same choice. We could just keep doing this forever.
If we're talking about this right now, how do we know we haven't done this before?
I don't think that's something we'll ever get to know. But odds are we've probably done it before.
How do you know that things won't end worse? What if when I make my way back there I'm different and hurt you? What if I kill you? What if I let you bring about the end of everything?
Who cares? We've hurt each other plenty and I still like you. And if you're hesitating, then you must still like me, too.
But I have to decide to do this every single time, forever. Eventually something is going to be different. What if we change our minds? This isn't fair. What do we... is there any other way?
You brought that knife down here for a reason. Either you use it to kill me, or I use it to put things back.
Take it all back. I don't want to do this. I don't want to kill you. It's too late to become a god. It have to decide.
Well, if we change our minds, we change our minds. What matters is that we'll always have a choice. This is just the one we're making now. Neither do I. But we won't be alone for long. I'll be right here, waiting for you. Yeah, I think it's too late for that. But maybe next time.
Okay. Dann save ich hier doch auch noch mal. Ich überschreibe mal den Speicherpunkt. Ich glaube, das wird zum gleichen Ending führen. Und das auch. Und das wird uns wahrscheinlich zu Chapter 1 einfach bringen. Ich slay sie aber einfach jetzt mal.
Really it then. Let's see this through.
So, that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Whatever actions brought you and the princess into being was rough and jagged, and left each of you with a piece of the other. By destroying her once and for all, you also destroyed a part of yourself. But the world hasn't ended. Things continue on.
She's gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? Doesn't matter, we don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
Leave the cabin. You leave the basement behind. Oh no, there's wieder nothingness. Then the stairs. Oh, nicht komplett. And then you leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
The path and the woods outside are empty canvas. But there is even more to see beyond this place. The fruits of your labor, a world free from death. Set yourself free. The body of an ancient creature stirs from its hibernation, and you feel sensation and limbs. You once couldn't fathom. Everything here is you. You feel your wings spanning, a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumbled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You can feel the the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and strain against it, but it does not
He's gone.
yield.
She's gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your hand and bear witness to your new kingdom. All at once, the unyielding tension gives way. Then the shattering, you're free. And before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will and by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But but there will be no more bloodshed in this new world.
I knew we'd finally see it through. All it takes to be a winner is grit and determination. We really did win, didn't we? We're the house now. We get to make the rules. Absolute reality. Who would have thought there was really a world outside of us? And who would have thought we'd actually wind up siding with him?
That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself.
Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are the pecking order now.
I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable. Lucky for us, you have forever to get over it.
Time mends a lot of things. You'll get better.
Hear, hear, to our vanquished foe. Well then, I guess the only thing left to do is figure out what happens next.
Okay. Das war one option. Das wird wahrscheinlich das gleiche sein. Then agree with a plan.
Okay, if this is your choice, then I have your back. I guess I'll see you on the other side. She takes the blade from our hand, a fondness in her gaze.
Oh, I love you too.
Chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin.
Okay, was würde passieren, wenn ich... Muss ich hier beginnen wieder? Ja, Slay the Princess. Remain silent. Ich glaube, ich kann auch einfach silent bleiben. Oh. Remain silent.
And so your quietude continues.
Your letter drives a stake into your body, and another.
No, remain silent.
Is your unbroken silence a lack of an answer?
Okay, ich weiß gar nicht, ob das der richtige Weg jetzt eigentlich ist.
Bleeding and sweating.
Ich glaube schon.
Still, you hide the contours of your heart from me. Your stoicism knows no end.
Ja, okay. So.
Nothing is immutable. There is no constant. You cannot remove. Oh.
Oh shit, okay, ich glaube Silent. Das letzte Bleiben, glaube ich, hat nicht geholfen.
Whatever you're trying to do right now.
Okay. Which you?
All of them? I assume in the same way that you're all of you.
Okay. I have no idea how good it's to hear you.
It's good to be here. She's too many things all at once out here. If you want to get through to her, you need some way to get through all of that divine confidence. There's still a piece of me nestled close to her.
It's time to resume.
Yeah.
She's relentless.
Okay, ready?
Let's go.
Yeah, we can skip this. Ich kann theoretisch auch Himmel speichern. Technically. Auch wenn das nichts bringen wird.
No blade it is. I'm not sure what we'll be able to do without it, but your judgment has gotten us this far. The stairs. Do you remember the first time we...
Have you figured out what you want to do yet, or are you going to keep trying to find a center that doesn't exist?
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
Na gut, wir werden jetzt aber nicht die Option haben, sie zu slayen, wahrscheinlich.
Hands empty. So you don't feel like recreating our first meeting detail for detail. I wonder what else will be different. Maybe there's still room for us to chat before the final curtain call. What do you say?
What if we just leave?
Do you know where this cabin is? Because I don't. I don't even know what's supposed to be outside other than us. What would even happen if we leave? What would that even mean?
Doesn't matter what happens or what it means. What matters is that we're leaving together. That's all that I want. Not knowing what it means is why I want it. We know everything out there, but we don't know this. I want to know this. Yeah, I don't know, take a hint.
Okay then. Let's leave.
I think I'm gonna stay right here. Whatever you're doing right now, wherever you're going, it feels like it's for just the two of you.
Yeah. I going to be okay.
I'm not sure I'll be alone for too long anyways. The others are still around here somewhere. I'll find them.
Leave with the princess. Hands clasped together, you and the princess leave the basement behind for the last time. It's quiet as you ascend, a comfortable silence filling a space that used to be flooded with violence and words and noisy thoughts. But there is an energy in the silence, an electricity, the anticipation of the unknown. At the top of the stairs, the princess stalls, eyes fixed on the cabin door. You feel her hands trembling in yours. She's unsure of herself for the first time in her long and short existence. She has no parts to play anymore, and she knows this, yet she still is. And then she crossed the room to the door outside, pulling you excitingly with her.
This is it. I have no idea what it's going to be like out there. Not that I'm scared or anything. It's exciting, really. Anything could happen. And if it's bad, then it won't be bad. Not with you.
Are you ready? Yeah. Are you ready?
Of course I am. Are you?
Okay. Ich denke, damit habe ich wahrscheinlich den größten Teil des Spiels gesehen. Denke ich einmal. Ich werde jetzt... Genau, ich werde jetzt Slay the Princess beenden. Es gibt wahrscheinlich noch ein bisschen was man sehen hätte können. Ich meine, ich kann mal kurz gucken. Das funktioniert nicht. I guess I could quit. Es gäbe theoretisch noch ein paar Achievements, die man sich holen konnte. Aber